Well, Mike, I want you to tell us a little bit about your background because it really relates to what you're doing now with your business.
Okay. Basically, I've been in different aspects of construction for the last 20 years. Along with that, I've spent 16 years in the Reserves and National Guard on a part-time basis doing construction. You know, that's what got me started. I started out doing carpentry, masonry, and then they sent me to school to teach me plumbing, electrical, demolition, a little bit of
Wow.
everything when it came to the military. And that taught me just enough, you know, so you know how to do everything. I mean, I may not be the fastest at everything, but I know enough to keep going. And then also with the other parts of construction, for my full-time job, I've worked for manufacturers, you know, running a plant with a bunch of employees, manufacturing products for construction. I've worked in the sales, calling on architects, worked on sales, calling on the actual contractors. And then most recently, over the last handful of years, I've worked actually for contractors, you know, doing project management, estimating, and field supervising. You know, so a lot of the projects, a lot of it carries over because, you know, the remediation work is one thing. It's about having the right equipment and being available to take care of a customer. But when it comes to rebuilding the work, you know, it's tough to say I can do all the different areas myself. You have to be able to coordinate subcontractors. And be able to handle the subcontractors the right way and make sure that their work is ready for them to do when they get there.
Right.
So because I've done that on the commercial level, dealing with subcontractors, I find it a very natural fit, you know, a very easy crossover.
Yeah.
Because some of the projects I was working on, you know, some of that material, it could have been, you know, $40, $50, $60 a square foot installed. So I was working on some of the higher end types of exterior metal roofing and wall panels. So coming over here now doing more of the residential and some light construction, it seems a lot easier because I don't have that pressure.
Yeah.
You know, before if I made a mistake, it could cost tens of thousands of dollars. You know, where now, you know, I'm dealing with a much smaller aspect, you know, price-wise.
Right.
You know, so doing the estimating, I mean, it's controlled because, you know, you have the adjuster also coming up with the price, and so it's not as open. But just knowing that, you know, how to do the estimate, it's a comfortable feeling when you're dealing with material that's not as expensive.
Right. Well, you're being very humble, as you always are, because I know about your last job, and I know that you, you know, as I recall, you were involved in estimating materials that were in excess of $1 million.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we had.
And didn't, am I correct here? You weren't going to say this. Didn't they say that? I mean, it sounded to me like you were one of the few estimators that was trusted on that level, because I know that they wanted to move you to another area of the country, but you didn't necessarily want to leave. So I believe that you're really one of really a top national expert in this area of estimating. Isn't that true?
No.
I knew you were going to say that.
No. What it is, I mean, as you start dealing with some of the more expensive materials,
Yeah.
there's less and less contractors to bid on that work.
Right.
So because there's less and less contractors to bid on it, there's less people that work for those contractors to do that kind of work.
Yeah.
So I was fortunate enough to be detail oriented to the point where people accepted, you know, trusted me to do that work.
Yeah.
So I was able to get in with a smaller group of people to do that, the high-end work. That's what it is.
Exactly.
So it's not as much of me being that expert as it is doing a good enough job to deal with a smaller group of people.
Okay. Very good.
But thank you.
I'm very impressed with you, and I know that you're a top-notch professional.
Thank
So what's
you.
your website, Mike?
www.stopofchestercounty.com.
Very good. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.